Grand Theft Auto 5, also known as GTA 5 or GTA V, which means 5 in Roman numerals. It's the most expensive game ever made and has won 7 world records and is expected to break even more. The game made over $1 billion in just 3 days of its release. The cost of its creation was $170 million, but the company made all of that money back in just pre-orders alone. But did the game deserve all this attention? Grand Theft Auto 5 is an action-adventure game. You play as 3 different characters and you are given missions by other characters in the game. You don't have to do those missions because the free roam is absolutely massive. You can spend hours exploring the map and you could find many things to do, from Easter eggs, secret missions and hidden vehicles. The game is based in a fictional state in the USA named San Andreas. It is a giant map to explore. You have Los Santos, which is the state's main city. You have the deserts, the oceans, and giant mountains to explore. The first mission of this game is set 9 years before the rest of the game. You play as Michael and Trevor, which become 2 of the 3 playable characters in the game later. You're also alongside a character named Brad, who isn't playable, but plays a big part in the story. You're in the middle of robbing a bank and your job is to escape the bank without getting caught by the police. You must grab the money and fight through a few waves of police officers to get to the car. I'll not tell you the rest of this mission as it contains spoilers. After that mission, you meet the next playable character named Franklin. You and Franklin's friend Lamar steal 2 very nice cars, and it's a little bit of a driving lesson for new GTA players. It pretty much just tells you the driving controls and essential things like that. Whilst doing that driving lessons, police try to catch you for speeding. Your friend Lamar leaves you, some friend hears, and you have to lose the cops on your own. Once you've lost him, you deliver the car to a guy named Simeon. He owns a car dealership. You take it to his dealership and he thanks you. That's the second mission done. After you can go and visit your crib, which you share with your auntie, Franklin gets a crib to himself further in the game. The next significant mission in the game is the one where you unlock Michael as a playable character. Simeon wants you to steal one of the cars at Michael's mansion for his dealership. You sneak into his home and obtain the car, but Michael somehow sneaks into the back of the car without you noticing. Whilst driving, he points a gun at your head and orders you to drive into the window of Simeon's car dealership. Once Franklin does that, you switch to Michael and your objective is to beat up Simeon, and that's the mission done. Missions after that mission, but the mission where you unlock the next playable character is a little further into the game. In order to unlock him, you must do a jewellery store heist as Michael and Franklin. Once the heist is done, people all over the news find out and puts it on the news channels. You then switch over to the desert where Trevor is living and he finds out about the heist in the news. He knows Michael was involved, so your objective is to get down to Los Santos as Trevor. The missions. I would tell you about the final mission, but it contains many spoilers, and since this is a spoiler-free review, well, you get what I mean. But now, I want to talk about how much detail they have put into this game, from radio stations to graphics, and even little things like water dripping off your playable character if they step out of an ocean or something which contains water. So first off, I'm going to tell you about the radio stations. You have a very wide selection to choose from whilst driving. Those include pop stations, rock stations, rap stations, and even classical music stations. It has music for everyone to listen to, and the radio stations even have adverts, which can get really annoying. Radio, the detail put into this game is magnificent. There's so many things in it that will barely be noticed, but are still there. Take, for example, if the character in your car talking for a reason, and if you move the camera to the front of the car whilst driving, you'll see them mouthing the dialogue. Another thing that I've found really cool is the ability to customise the look of your character's phone. You can change the theme, phone's wallpaper, and even the ringtone. Another very detailed thing is that if you're talking to a character on the phone and hang up in the middle of a conversation, you'll receive an angry text with them asking why you hung up. Those are just a few of the detailed things in the game. There'll be a link in the description to an article explaining over 100 of those details. I'd like to point out is a little bit of a naughty one what isn't mentioned in the article I'm going to put in the description. In the centre of Los Santos is a strip club. You can enter that strip club and watch women pole dance. You can approach any of the strippers in the club and pay them $40. Once you pay that, you must follow them into the private room at the back of the club. and they'll give you a topless lap dance. If you're feeling a little you know, you can just pop in there and pay the strippers $40 in GTA money and do your thing. Swiftly on, this game has many Easter eggs. I won't mention many of them, but there is a lot to do with aliens for some reason. They're hidden UFOs, and in the prologue there's a hidden alien corpse in the river you drive past. There's also an Easter egg with a ghost on a rock, and even a Bigfoot Easter egg. It's amazing. You have the stunning graphics for an amazing view. You have really nice cars. Some just look nice, some have unbelievably fast speeds, and some are crap. You have police, so when you commit a crime, you'll have them up your ass for ages, which can get annoying, but you know, it's a really nice touch and a lot of details. Been in every GTA game, but meh. You even have shops where you can go on a shopping spree. You have the internet to go to where you can't be bothered, where you can go shopping on shopping websites and buy cars, planes, and even go on your bank account to get money out. Story stuff though. You also have GTA Online, which is absolutely awesome. You can free roam with friends, race them, kill them, and even do missions with them. The only problem with GTA Online was that on the first few days of its release it had mass server overloads, and it was mostly inaccessible for a lot of people. Fortunately, that was fixed with a few patch updates, and to say sorry, Rockstar Games are giving every player who's played GTA Online $500,000 in their bank account in GTA money. No, it's only on GTA Online, not on the story stuff though. You also have GTA Online, which is absolutely awesome. You can free roam with friends, race them, kill them, and even do missions with them. The only problem with GTA Online was that on the first few days of its release it had mass server overloads, and it was mostly inaccessible for a lot of people. Fortunately, that was fixed with a few patch updates, and to say sorry, Rockstar Games are giving every player who's played GTA Online $500,000 in their bank account in GTA money. No, it's only on GTA Online, not on the story. So did Grand Theft Auto 5 deserve those 7 records it got and may get possibly more? Definitely. It deserves a lot more than 7. I paid a crap ton of money to buy that game. I highly recommend you buy it, and if you haven't already, I'd rate it 10 out of 10. The only downside is the server problems they had with GTA Online, but they're thankfully all fixed now, so it doesn't really matter. So go to your nearest game shop and buy that shit. If you can't afford it, then I don't care if you can't afford it, just rob a bank or something to get it. Nah, I'm only kidding. Just ask for Christmas or something, but just goddamn get it at some point.